Oh, hey, here we are. Welcome, welcome. My God, this place is a mess, but it doesn't matter. We are here and we are lonely. Welcome to Lonely Friday Night. Welcome to Sam Roberts Now. The reason this place is a mess is because I've been working on the internet down here for most of the week, but I think we are back and better than we've ever been here in the Not Sam studio. Thank you all for being here tonight. Look who we got off the beach. Hot Dog is back. Nobody, unless the lady followed him home, nobody would be breaking into his apartment to massage him.
No Carolina today.
That was her name, Carolina.
Carolina. She's gone. She's a couple of thousands of miles away.
Be honest, do you miss her?
Carolina?
Yeah.
Was she the one that sometimes I think about whether she was the one that was meant to be.
Look, it's been a while since you've had the soft touch of a woman, and even if that woman is a random stranger on the beach of the Dominican Republic, as known across the world as the beaches of Cheyenne, even if that is where you meet her, I mean, who knows? Even
if she's soliciting 200 pesos.
Love has been found in stranger places is what I'm trying to say. If you don't know what we're talking about, watch last week's show. You can witness actually a fairly disturbing sight, Hot Dog getting handled at the beach by a woman while we're trying to do a show. Woman handled. It can happen. You can check that out. Subscribe to the channel. Turn your alerts on. Turn the bell on. Hit like on the video. Do all that good stuff because we've got a lot to talk about tonight. You know, speaking of love being complicated, this just broke today. I found out my app mentions, and I am glad. I'm really glad that because I've made my opinions public, because that's a double-edged sword, right? When you make your opinions public, it's like, if it's bad, it can come back to bite you, but it also, lets people know that you want to know what's going on with this person or thing that you're a fan of, and I guess I found myself on the inside loop of Michelle Branch coverage. When Michelle Branch is in the news, that's one of the things that makes my mentions light up. And I'm glad because Michelle Branch is goated in my book. Michelle Branch is an all-timer. When you talk to me about musicians, you're talking about only if I mix and match with genres. But the female singer-songwriter is always going to hold a special place in my heart, especially that late 90s, early 2000s female singer-songwriter. And while, yes, you might sit there going like, you mean like Vanessa Carlton? Maybe, but Vanessa Carlton is certainly the poor man's Michelle Branch. People are like, what, did Michelle Branch have one hit? No. Michelle Branch had 2 albums, at least 2 to 3 hits apiece. I mean, it goes without saying. I mean, Hot Dog, I don't need to tell you. Michelle Branch is an all-timer, right?
Sam, I think you do need to tell me. Actually.
What? What?
I think.
No, I'm serious. Well, Michelle Branch is on my short list. Like, this is something I remember when I first told my wife, like, no, I love Michelle Branch. She's like, oh, that's so funny. That's like an ironic, quirky thing that you're doing. And then Michelle Branch came on. I started singing along, and she was like, oh, this is like a real thing for you. You like, I'm like, yeah. I mean, at any moment, Amy Mann and Michelle Branch are just going to put me in the right headspace. Michelle Branch, she sings a song. She's singing, you get me. And I'm like, Michelle, you get me. That's the whole thing. When nobody understands, you're there to take my hand.
See, I mean, I'm not, nowadays, I think I'm pretty branched out with my white
Hot
music.
Dog, here's the thing. Who wants to be ordinary in a crazy mixed up world?
Are you singing lyrics to
That's a Michelle Branch you
song?
Nailed it.
Oh,
yep.
Okay,
Hit the nail on the head with that one. That's the Michelle Branch lyric.
See, I had to Google her when I saw her trending. Right, so I Googled her, and then I
you're like, why is this person trending?
And then I saw the years that her music came out.
What did it say?
And 2000, 2001,
Oof, what?
2002.
Yes.
And if you're a white person in 2001 and you didn't have a wrestling theme song out, I didn't know anything about it.
So you're saying, that's right. You're right. We talked about Rob Zombie last week, and it was like, if he wasn't singing Edge's music, you didn't know who Rob Zombie was. So like, I'm sitting here telling you like, like all you wanted, nothing. The whole Spirit Room album, nothing.
Doesn't register. I do not know this woman. I know Limp Bizkit.
I mean, Limp Bizkit ruled, but Limp Bizkit, like WWE used 100 songs from Limp Bizkit.
Kid Rock.
Yeah, okay, all right. Saliva.
Saliva, yeah.
How can you know Saliva?
Motorhead.
And not Michelle Yeah, but what Motorhead songs do you know? The Game, King of Kings,
yeah.
Evolution.
Yeah, Evolution is a mystery.
No, I mean, Michelle Branch cut deep, okay? In a world where it was like, because you got to understand, like we had gotten all this like Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, a lot of sort of corporate controlled bubblegum pop where it led to a lot. It feels like everybody just left that career path horribly damaged, you know? Mandy Moore somehow escaped by the skin of her teeth. But this was the alternative to that, right? This was a lady with a guitar. It was like if Natalie Imbruglia was just able to keep pumping out hits. That was Michelle Branch. Natalie Imbruglia.
Who the fuck is that?
What? Nothing's right. I'm torn. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. Cold and I'm ashamed. Lying naked on the floor. Look, we're not here to talk about Natalie Imbruglia. This probably drives Michelle Branch crazy. How come every time people bring me up, they got to talk about Natalie Imbruglia? It's not fair. I got it.
Let's see.
Turn me inside out so I can see the part of you that's drifting over me.
It's another white woman, and her songs are...
Natalie Imbruglia is Australian.
2001. She's white. 2001, 2005. I'm sorry. Tattoo had a song for Victoria. All the things you said. I know that.
Yeah, there's no reason to bring up Tattoo in a conversation about Michelle Branch. Michelle Branch had banger after banger after banger after banger, okay? Tattoo was a gimmick. Okay? A gimmick.
They didn't have a pay-per-view theme song.
No, they didn't use Michelle Branch. I don't know. Kevin Dunn didn't like Michelle Branch. I don't know what you want me to tell you about that. Okay? But what I tell you is I liked Michelle Branch a lot.
Okay.
Continue. Still listen to Michelle Branch to this day. Just those two albums, right? She went on and had she went on to do like more adult stuff. She sang some country music. She started like a duo, her and another woman, like singing like country music. I'm out of it with that. But I bring all this up to say that the last thing that I would have expected is Michelle Branch was just, I mean, she's a beacon of light. Hot dog is the thing about Michelle Branch.
Noted.
The headline to read that she's being arrested on charges of domestic violence. I said, what? You mean she's the victim? First, I thought she was the victim. And I said, whoever is mistreating Michelle Branch, let me at him. Because they don't deserve to even be in her presence, let alone any kind of domestic situation. But then I found out Michelle Branch was the one being arrested for the domestic violence. And you know what's the first thing? Before I even read one word about the article, I said this. He deserved it, whoever it was. Or she. I don't know who Michelle Branch was living with. They deserved it. Whoever it was deserved it. And then I read a little bit more into the story. They did deserve it. This is Michelle Branch's husband, soon to be, I think, ex-husband, Patrick Carney from the Black Keys, because you look at him, right? And you go, how could this doofus, just if he wasn't in the Black Keys, how could this doofus land Michelle Branch? And then you're like, he's in the Black Keys. And you're like, oh, yeah, of course. Well, that makes sense. Black Keys, well, they were cool. They're not cool to me anymore. Because I'll tell you what happened. I guess they're living in Nashville, right? And on Thursday, it always starts with a tweet and delete. A tweet and delete is always how it starts, because you trace it back and you go, I don't see anything on Twitter that would explain why she was domestic violencing. But then there was a tweet and delete that your people at People Magazine found out about, and a few others. Ooh. That apparently Michelle Branch found out that there was infidelity going on. Michelle Branch found out. I mean, dude, I don't care if you are in the Black Keys. If you land Michelle Branch, you hold on and you never let go. That's a branch you don't let go of, okay? You don't need any other trees in the forest. That's Michelle Branch. But
so yeah, like the Black Keys are a brand. You're not the brand. You're just some dude in the Black Keys. No one knows who the members are, so you should.
Right. I mean, like, you've heard of the Black Keys, right?
I've heard of them, yes.
Not Patrick Carney.
I mean, look, to be, if it was a group, if it's 5 people or 10 or 20, I don't know.
To be fair, you're like ignorant because the Black Keys are like a hugely successful. People know who
I know the Black Keys. I probably have some songs on Spotify. I just don't know any members.
Well, Patrick Carney's one of them, and he used to be. Right. He's about to be used to be married to Michelle. See, Jason C says I'm more of a Vanessa Carlton guy myself. Vanessa Carlton had one song, 1,000 Miles. Making my way downtown. You know that song.
Oh, yeah, I know that one. Okay, she's bigger than her.
No, she had one song. Just because Terry Crews sang Vanessa Carlton in an Adam Sandler movie doesn't make her bigger than Michelle Branch, okay? Michelle Branch is a legend and is goated, period.
I know that song. Making my way downtown.
No, we're not talking about Vanessa Carlton. I wish John C. hadn't brought up Vanessa Carlton. Okay, I forgot about Game of Love. Yeah, Game of Love. That's Michelle Branch and your boy Santana. Carlos Santana thought Michelle Branch was the shit. Okay?
I know that song.
It's all in the game. Yeah.
Okay.
That's Carlos Santana came out here and he was like, I'm going to come back to music. I need the goats by my side. And you know who we got? Michelle Branch and Rob Thomas. And if there were ever a couple of goats, it's Michelle Branch and Rob Thomas.
Unironically.
Well, Rob Thomas a little bit ironically. Michelle Branch not ironically at all. But Santana's
still playing in DR, by the way.
Is what's her face? Is Carolina going up and seeing him?
Yeah, that Maria song was still popping.
Maria is still going in DR.
Yeah, that's good. I heard like 3 times. That's more than I heard it in years.
Yeah, so she goes, so she's there, and I guess she finds out about this, and at like 2:00 in the morning, the cops answer a domestic violence call in Nashville, and wait till you hear this. They say that she slapped him. By the way, he's a tall drink of water, right? He's a big guy.
It's a big boy.
She slapped him across the face. She's saying once, maybe twice. And this lady's got to spend a night.
Cops?
Come on. If that's true, they haven't said how the police were informed. They said the police were informed of the incident. They didn't specifically say that bitch-made guy from the Black Keys made the call. But if he did...
That is a bitch-made move.
I mean, come on. Michelle Branch slapped you in the face twice. She hasn't earned it. 2...
After you cheated.
After you cheated. You had the nerve to cheat on Michelle Branch. It does feel like it was probably one of those things where, like, he cheated. They got a 6-month-old baby together. 6 months. And it feels like one of those things where he comes home. Like, she got out of jail early so she could breastfeed the baby.
Aww.
Come on, Michelle. Is there anyone better than Michelle Branch? She's like, let me bust out of jail early real quick so I can make sure that my baby eats. Come on.
Don't worry. We'll throw that baby in there, too.
Come on. No, don't put the baby in the cell. Let her out the cell. We're not trying to traumatize this baby. They say that between 0 and the first 2 years of your life are so developmentally important. You can't be breastfeeding in a jail cell.
What the hell's the baby going to know if she's in jail or not?
They'll know. You know, they'll know. They won't know in the moment, but it'll be traumatizing.
It looks just like a crib.
No, it needs to look like an MTV crib if it's Michelle Branch, okay? She's a rock star. She's goated. But, you know, it sounds like he cheated on her. She found out. She smacked him across the face. And then he went, whoa, whoa. Like, you know, like he knows he's in the wrong because he cheated. But the minute she smacked him across the face, he was like, whoa, no, that is over the line. Like, you know, you have to try to like...
Unacceptable.
Yeah, exactly.
This is your fault now.
You're resorting to violence? Violence is never the answer. Like, we're not even talking about, I mean, we could work past me cheating on you, but this violence, I need some time alone. I'm going to call the police, I think.
You think later on he's going to go like, look, I understand. I need to apologize for the fact that I cheated on you and you have a 6-month-old. But we also need to acknowledge your side.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is the move where now she comes home this morning and he's like, look, we both had bad nights. Look. Both of us did things we regret. Here's the thing. Put it under the rug. Bygones be bygones. Let's say
I'm willing to forgive and forget.
Michelle, let's let these two wrongs make a right, okay? Forget this whole thing happened. We'll start. It's Wednesday again. Thursday didn't even happen. It's probably the move. It's not a bad move. Like, it's not a bad strategy. Move. It's what?
It's a toxic.
It's a very
move.
Toxic. I mean, it's manipulative. It is R. Kelly level manipulative. If that's the move, it's one of those like gaslighting moves where you're like, what? Gaslighting? She hit me. Oh, is dealing with feelings? Is that worse? She could have hurt my jaw. That's a physical.
We can't talk it out. We can't. I thought we were adults.
Yeah. You are not the person I married. you, Michelle, I'm starting to think you're not the person I cheated on. This is, I did not sign up for this. We have a baby.
And in front of the baby.
We have a baby. They say the first 6 months, very important to the development. This is not right. Michelle, you know all about the game of love. Ask you and Carlos Santana, okay? Yeah,
good for her.
Yeah, I mean, I can't find myself getting off the Michelle Branch bandwagon here. I don't see a scenario. Like, remember when Left Eye from TLC burned her fiance or her husband's house down? He was like an NFL player and he was cheating on her. So she burned his house down. He went and he's like, look, yeah, there is infidelity, but I got to go practice football. And she's like, no problem. And then she burned his house down. And it was kind of like, good for her. You know, a little arson. Yeah, okay, it's a little arson. A little bit
excessive.
It's a little arson. But I mean, but why do Left Eye like that? You know what I mean? Like, why would you do Left Eye like that? That's not right. And I feel like this is even like the fact that it's not worse. It's like, plus, if he did call the cops, like we said, then this feels manipulative. Right?
Yeah. That's like, look, whatever I did, I didn't get arrested.
Look, I did something that you don't agree with. You broke the law. Okay? Like, that's the law. That's what our country is founded upon.
So, actually, you know what? Michelle, I need some time to think now. I need to see if maybe we can come back from this.
Yeah. I mean, she won 2 Teen Choice Awards for All You Wanted and The Game of Love. She won VMAs for All You Wanted and Everywhere. She won Grammys for Are You Happy Now? Game of Love. Come on, tell me she's not goated. She was on Buffy, Charmed, and One Tree Hill.
Oh,
please.
That's the whole CW right there.
She's
on lockdown.
On lock. Nobody is touching her, but she's touching somebody right across their fucking face. You don't know Goodbye to You?
I don't know.
It's one song. It's one of the best breakup songs ever. I'd be playing songs nonstop, but YouTube would flag the video.
You can sing it to me.
Goodbye to everything that I knew. Nothing?
I'm trying to think of what pay-per-view this was from.
It was not from a pay-per-view, dude. It's not. You're going back to the era where they built sets for every pay-per-view. Like, there must have been one pay-per-view that had me. I'll tell you what. Triple H puts me on creative, my first move. Michelle Branch needs to sing this pay-per-view song.
Yeah, SummerSlam theme song.
Goodbye to everything that I knew. Like, Sam, what are we doing here? Trust me. Trust me.
It works. It's provocative.
It gets the people going. This came out in 2001.
Bro, yeah. I was in 5th grade. You think I was listening to Michelle Branch?
I guess not. You had to have everybody still thinking you were cool.
Yeah, I was. I am.
You couldn't be listening to girl music.
No, except for Tattoo. And that was 2003.
Plus
and Trish Stratus's and Lita's theme song.
Who did Lita's theme song?
I don't know, but it's bigger than Michelle Branch's.
Isn't that the one that goes like, you don't stop, you don't stop? It's not even a real song. It's like a popular song. It's not on the radio. Michelle Branch is goated. Goated. Anyway, speaking of people trying to work things out, we didn't get to talk about this last week because you were getting molested on a beach. But did you? Have you been keeping?
I should have pulled this one up. One of these.
Yeah, hit her with a branch. You know what I mean? A tree branch, a Michelle Branch.
Ooh.
Yeah. Did you? Are you up to date with any of the Warner Brothers Discovery merger stuff going on?
They're making a lot of moves. Well, I know the Batgirl getting canceled.
Batgirl shit canned. Yeah. Well, yeah. And the second part of this conversation is going to be about the DC universe. But they held this investors call last week where they were talking about the merger of Discovery and Warner Brothers. And as far as streaming goes, the big thing there is they're taking Discovery Plus and HBO Max and combining it. So like HBO, people still think that HBO Max is HBO and Cinemax, and it's like it never.
What?
Yeah, they're like, I knew HBO Cinemax wouldn't work, and it's like, have you read any? Like, what? First of all, it clearly has worked, and second of all, it has nothing to do with Cinemax. It's like the maximum HBO. It's Fresh Prince is on. Fresh Prince was never in Cinemax. Degrassi, they got everything, but so. It was pretty funny, though, because they were trying to, make sense of it for everybody. But it felt like they just built the slideshow, right before the call. Like, it felt like they had Hot Dog, yeah, I'll get it to you on Monday. And it was, 11:58 p.m. on Monday. It's like, I guess, what am I going to
I'm like, what's the deadline? You need it by tomorrow? Okay, all right, I got you.
Because they were trying to make it clear. They were like, look, here's the thing. HBO Max and Discovery Plus are two separate things. So combining them, we're literally going to get the entire world. They said HBO Max over here. And they built, this is a real slide from the presentation. Of course, the beautiful people of the internet got the slide online and they roasted it immediately. HBO Max, Hot Dog, you may not know this. What do you watch? Discovery Plus or HBO Max?
I don't think I have either, but every time I need something from HBO, I just do a free trial. So HBO Max.
Okay, because that's good, because HBO Max is for boys. Discovery Plus is for girls.
Okay.
It says
I'm not a girl.
It says it on the slide right here. It says
I just pulled it up.
Says
I see it. Male skew.
So
skew.
HBO Max is male skew, scripted, lean in, appointment viewing, home of fandoms. If you are a part of a fandom, then you can find that fandom on HBO Max, you see. And then, on the contrary, on Discovery Plus, female skew. So girls watch that. I have HBO Max and Discovery Plus. So I guess I'm a boy and a girl. But they say unscripted.
Your 90-day.
Yeah. That's what I watch on Discovery Plus. And I'm going to watch that Armie Hammer documentary. Female skew, unscripted, lean back, comfort viewing, home of genre-doms. For the life of me.
Mean?
I've been thinking about it for days. I have no idea what a genre-dom is.
Genre-dom.
But I will tell you this. Female, unscripted, lean back, comfort. Male, scripted, lean in, appointment. They are saying HBO Max is for boys who watch smart shows. and Discovery Plus is for girls who watch stupid shows. I mean, I don't see any other way to translate that. Do you? Am I missing something, or am I judging something too severely?
No, I mean, comfort viewing is like you put something in the background and you barely pay attention to it.
Comfort viewing is it's shit. Like,
yeah, you're washing the dishes, maybe, or cooking dinner for your husband, or something like that.
What's comfort food?
Yeah,
it's like saying guilty pleasure. Like, it means you shouldn't like it. Comfort food is like, yeah, I know it's shit, but I like to eat it because it makes me feel good, even though it's bad for me and it's garbage. Like, comfort viewing is like, this show is garbage trash for stupid people, but it makes me feel comfortable, so I'm watching it. Whereas appointment viewing is like, this is high quality programming that I'm watching for a specific reason. So, I mean, it really, like, if I'm on the Discovery Plus team looking at this, I'm like, well, fuck you. Like, that's not cool. Or if I'm a fan, like, if I've been sitting there watching Discovery Plus this whole time, oh, I feel like an idiot.
I'm not a female.
Now,
I don't lean back.
When we go to advertisers, what we do is, do you want to market your product to free-thinking people or complete drooling idiot morons? Because we have both now.
They're all in one corporate umbrella. It's amazing.
I am going to be looking at who advertises with HBO Max and who advertises with Discovery Plus. Because according to this, if you advertise with Discovery Plus, you're trying to target mouth-breathing, drooling lady idiots. But I watched Discovery Plus.
What's the trashiest beer brand that we know?
PBR.
Yeah, there you go. That's Discovery Plus.
PBR Light for the ladies. And then this was the one that people were really having fun with. The Global Powerhouse. So this is once HBO Max and Discovery Plus are combined, you'll get HBO and Discovery.
CNN.
See?
HGTV.
And then you know you're in trouble when third from the top is noted streaming powerhouse CNN. Like, haven't we already proven that there is no interest in CNN having a streaming network?
They had a streaming network for a cup of coffee, right?
Yeah, it went out of business in 1 month. Like, it was.
Oh wait, yeah, they moved some of the talent over to CNN Plus. I
CNN Plus.
Yeah.
And then this was the other one. Look what you got under franchises. The 90 Day Fiancé universe.
Oh, I hate that.
Which somehow brands has DC. But in franchises, they have Batman and Wonder Woman and Superman and the 90 Day Fiancé universe. And Game of Thrones is a franchise. But Sex and the City is a series.
How is Shark Week
a franchise?
A franchise.
It shows about sharks. You know, they'll have them.
For a week.
Well, technically, if they're streaming, Shark Week will be all the time.
Oh, wow.
You can get Shark Week on demand. Well, that kind of loses the value of Shark Week, no?
Yeah. Maybe they pull it out. They pull it down and then they bring it back up for limited time only.
Yeah.
Shark Week on HBO Max.
For the week. It's like Friday, and there's a week's worth of stuff, but you only have a day to watch it all. It's very complicated. Good. Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. That's one of those shows that, like, if it's already on all the time, like, who would stream? I'm up to season 4, episode 3 of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Like that's what, like, it's not exactly episodic, you know?
I mean, why isn't Friends on franchises? You got Friends, the popular show,
right?
And then you got Joey. So that right there. That's a franchise.
Do they have Joey?
I would think they have the rights to Joey.
Well, why isn't Sex and the City a franchise? They literally have the series, they have a spin-off, and they have like 3 movies.
Yeah, whoever was in charge of this presentation, I don't think.
I think it was their hot dog.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel like it was their Cheyenne? That, like,
I would look at this and go, why are there 3 symbols for DC under franchise?
Yeah, this makes no sense. Plus it says DC and brands. DC's right there.
Right.
And then those are also all that was already covered. Plus, there's a big HBO Max and Discovery Plus. And then here it says HBO and Discovery. There's so much redundancy in this graphic.
Just fill it up. Fill it up.
Which is ridiculous, which is so funny because on both these services, HBO Max and Discovery Plus, they're such messes because there's so much stuff on them. Nobody even knows what's on them because there's so much stuff that they're not organized. But then they just decided to stretch it. They named 3 things and just put it in. They don't even mention The Sopranos.
Oh, my God. No. What?
Sopranos
Curb Your Enthusiasm? Or,
Curb.
Euphoria.
No, we got diners, drive-ins, and dives.
This is tailored to one man, and it was the guy doing the Photoshop.
It was the Guy Fieri. That's who it's tailored to. Needs more comic book stuff. The 90 Day Fiancé universe.
They don't have Euphoria.
And why does this say... I just noticed that the graphic says the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Why wouldn't
I think that's... I think that's what the universe is called.
I thought that's what the theme park was called.
Well, because now you got the Fantastic Beasts.
But why wouldn't they just call it Harry Potter?
Well, because Fantastic Beasts isn't named after Harry Potter.
Okay, but Star Wars is just Star Wars. And it's everything is Star Wars.
Yeah.
You call it the Harry Potter universe. The 90 Day Fiancé universe. It's not like the Lonely Island of 90 Day Fiancé. It's not like the, pathetic galaxy of 90 Day Fiancé. It's, you just throw universe on the bottom of it,
They're missing The Wire.
Yeah, Wire's not on there.
And there's recent shows like Barry and stuff like that. I feel like someone here dropped the ball. Well, where's Last Week Tonight? That's a huge HBO show.
I mean, it's massive. It's massive. It's, you know what it is, Hot Dog? It's appointment viewing.
Yeah.
I mean, I get why Friends is there. People love Friends.
Of course. Yeah.
It's like The Office, right? Peacock has The Office. HBO Max, Discovery Plus, DC, 90 Day Fiancé has Friends.
You want to talk about comfort viewing.
Right. Some people, it boggles my mind, by the way, that some people like Friends the way, I'll watch The Office all the time, but Friends is the dumbest. I can't stand Friends.
I like Friends just as much as I like The Office.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because of that very reason. It's comfort viewing. I don't have to feel anything
anymore.
The Office, yeah.
I can just turn off.
The Office has some amazing scenes where Michael does something cringy and you're like, oh, with the whole kids in school and the scholarship. There's episodes like that where maybe you feel uncomfortable sometimes. Friends is just there. It's just comfortable. It's just giving you a hug, a nice warm hug.
I would say if you took the top 15 best scenes, funniest, whatever, from The Office, there's not one scene in the history of Friends that could match any of the top 15 from The Office.
Probably not. But that's not what we're talking about.
Right.
We're just talking about comfortableness.
So we should move Friends over to Discovery Plus because it's for the lady idiots.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. No, I see. So then, right. So the CEO of Warner Brothers, he's trying to get his shit together, and
God damn it. I just started here.
Yeah. They're Triple H. He's trying to get everything together. And, they start asking him about the elephant in the room. The DC movie universe.
What a fucking mess.
Yes, the DC. Who is this?
That's Cyborg. The black guy?
Yeah. Well, he's a robot. I get. Yeah, he's a black guy. Yeah. Who's that?
Yeah, that's Cyborg.
His name is literally just Cyborg?
Yeah. He was in Teen Titans. That's how I know him from the Cartoon Network show.
They have sexy Aquaman.
Sexy Roman Reigns Aquaman.
He's so sexy. They have Batman, but he should be replaced by emo Batman, I think.
Yeah, I like that one better.
Wonder Woman, and then there's problematic Flash.
felony Flash.
Yeah, there's cult leader Flash. Just sitting there rounding out the top 5. Yeah, so they go like, well, what's the plan for the DC universe? Because none of this shit makes any sense. And he said, we have a 10-year plan. We're going to build out the DC universe like the Marvel universe. And we're going to focus on quality. And well, that was the end of the specifics. He didn't get into too many specifics beyond that. But yes, no Batgirl. So that's already gone.
There's reports that they're thinking about, curbing the Flash movie now.
I mean, how could they be still doing Flash movies? Ezra Miller is like, he's a supervillain in real life. Like, literally,
worldwide.
It's unbelievable, the news reports that come out about this guy. Who knows what's true and what's not, but he literally, a news report came out that an ex-husband was worried because he had his wife and children stuck in a farmhouse with them in like Vermont or Virginia or something in a house full of guns. And he's like, my kids are in a house full of guns. And Ezra Miller was just in Hawaii throwing chairs at people. I want to get him out of Ezra Miller's house so bad. And then they're like, we don't know where Ezra Miller is. He's got all this property.
And he runs so fast.
He's like the Flash. I feel like he's living in a house like in Breaking Bad, except he's got a bunch of like cult members. It sounds like he's got a cult, no?
Yeah, that's what I've been reading on Instagram. I mean, on Twitter.
It seems like that. That's what I'm gathering. I've been looking at TikTok videos, and it feels like Ezra Miller, the Flash, has a cult. So I can't believe that, like, they shelve Batgirl. They eliminated Amber Heard, right, from Aquaman. She's not in the Aquaman movies anymore, right?
I don't know.
I think she got the boot.
She was still there.
I think she got the boot from Aquaman franchise.
Oh.
But they will not let go of Ezra Miller. They're like, he's too valuable. Meanwhile, when was the last time anybody could possibly give a shit about the Flash? Who cares about the Flash?
It's apparently super, super important. Oh, here's the list of his history, by the way. Hold on.
Okay, what are we looking at?
Let's see. 2020, April 2020, a choking incident.
I heard, yeah.
January 27th, threatening the KKK. That's kind of cool.
That's right. I forgot. He did out of nowhere just jump on Instagram Live, and he said he was going to kill KKK members.
I mean, I feel like the Flash would do that, right?
I mean, I guess that's Instagram superhero vibes. Yeah,
superhero
I mean,
shit, yeah.
If you have the KKK versus Ezra Miller, odds are the KKK is not the superhero. So yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah. March 28th, Hawaii arrest number 1.
Was that when he threw the furniture, the bar stool?
Let's see. The actor was visiting a local karaoke bar when he grew agitated and began yelling obscenities, and at one point grabbed the microphone with a 23-year-old woman singing karaoke. Okay. Later, he lunged at a 32-year-old man. Okay. All right. Yeah. And then arrest number 2.
Right.
Shortly after the karaoke bar incident, he was arrested again in Hawaii for allegedly throwing a chair that struck a woman in the head.
He threw a chair at a lady. Who's going that wild in Hawaii? It's such a chill place. Like, it's like, chill. We're just here to relax. Oh, man, yeah, no, I threw a bar stool at a woman's head last night. Like, what? Ezra, what? He's like, I got to go form a cult. We got to fight the KKK.
Then 1 or 2 months later, the protective orders issue where he was accused of acting inappropriately towards 2 different children.
Right.
And then
that's not a superhero move.
And then August 2022, he reached cult leader status.
Boom.
So, boom.
We the ones.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So they haven't no, he didn't announce they were canceling the Flash at all. That has absolutely not been announced. But like, it's really also like Marvel has ruined things for a lot of people. They've done very well for themselves, but they have ruined things for a lot of people because people just think that that's the only path to success. That because Marvel was so successful that everybody has to build a cinematic universe. And if we have learned anything, it's that DC is not built for a cinematic universe. I was going through all these movies, right? And I found that DC can actually do pretty well with standalones.
Yes.
It's when they start to try to bring things together that everything gets all fucked up. They even saved Suicide Squad. They said, what if we make a Suicide Squad that has nothing to do with anything that came before it? And then you were like, that's finally a good Suicide Squad. You put John Cena in that, right? They're like, all right, we'll put John Cena in it. It's like, yes, finally, that's a good Suicide Squad. But like, look at this list, okay? The last Suicide Squad that James Gunn did, that was good.
Mm-hmm. Dope.
It was dope. Wonder Woman, the first one was great. The second one was shit. Why? Because they couldn't leave well enough alone. Standalone. Every time they do another movie, even if it's about the same superhero, start from scratch. Standalone, fever. You could still pump out 4 DC movies a year, but make them all standalone. I mean, it feels to me like what the Warner Brothers CEO is counting on is that The Rock and Black Adam are going to control the universe. Like, look, we got The Rock. Like, we'll be good. I really think that that's the strategy right now. And I'm like...
Biggest star in Hollywood.
He's the man. He's going to be the president, and I'm going to vote for him. Okay? Even if he's part of the Forward Party. I don't care what party he's part of. I'm voted. But, like, I really think that's the strategy, and I hope for The Rock's sake, he's one and done. Done. One Black Adam movie. Emo Batman. Emo Batman was great. I loved Emo Batman.
That's my favorite Batman movie.
Oh, I don't know if it's my favorite Batman movie, but it was great. I loved Emo Batman. I loved Emo Bruce Wayne. I loved the whole thing. But you know what I don't want? Don't explore it. Don't go to the next one. They're just going to fuck it up.
The Joker?
Okay, this is my whole thing. The Joker was incredible. Standalone. Then they're going like, hey, good news. We're going to do a sequel to The Joker, and it's going to be a musical starring Lady Gaga. You did it again, DC. What are you doing? Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
They're not going to catch up to MCU at this point.
No.
MCU has, 15 years on them now at this point?
Which is insane because DC has all the properties. Batman, Superman, Joker, Wonder Woman. It's the top 4 superheroes. They have them all. And, like, you're getting lapped by fucking Doctor Strange? That's embarrassing.
Ant-Man?
With Paul Rudd is, like, an American treasure, to be fair.
Yeah.
But, yes. Doctor Strange sucks, dude. Doctor Strange sucks. And, by the way, the Multiverse of Madness, that movie was dog shit. That movie sucked. But nobody will say it. Because it's a Marvel movie. And it's like you can't say it because they've built such a universe that if you say one sucks, then the whole foundation starts to crumble. And people have built their lives around this thing. But that movie sucked.
I mean, I thought they jumped the shark when they announced Guardians of the Galaxy. And I was like, what is that?
Yeah, but then they were good. James Gunn.
And they were great. Yeah. They know how to grab some D-list, E-list characters, IPs that they have and bring them up.
Whereas DC is like, we have A-list characters. I don't know. We didn't write a script.
Superman and Batman.
Come on. They can't figure out you can't figure out Superman at all. They were like, we got good news. We got Michael Keaton to come back as Batman. Bad news. You're never going to see it. We're not putting the movie out. What? Hey, we got J. Jonah Jameson to play Commissioner Gordon. Really? Yeah, you have to take our word for it. You'll never see it. All right.
Yeah, they need to just focus on villain of the week.
That's it.
Formula.
That's it.
Who's the villain in this movie? Okay, the Riddler. Cool. Now let's just do another villain of the week. Let's do Mr. Freeze, and let's not have it anything to do with the last one.
Nothing.
Villain of the week.
They don't all come together because then they brought them all together. What's the alliance that they all have? You know, Superman, Batman,
Justice League.
Sucked. It's terrible. You know,
they'll bring the Super Friends next.
Yeah, didn't they? They've also canceled the Wonder Twins movie.
There was a Wonder Twins movie?
They were doing a Wonder Twins movie that DC canceled.
That sounds interesting.
It's not happening. You're never going to see it.
Aw. They're just teasing us at this point. What a bunch of assholes.
They're just look, if it's The Rock's not in it, it's not coming out. That's the new DC plan. And then they don't even know who Batman is anymore. Like, they were going to do something with Batman, And like people were confused with the Michael Keaton Batman, and then they were confused with Twilight coming back for Batman. So I think they're still using Ben Affleck for some of the Batman stuff. They have no idea. It's a total mess. Everything's got to be standalone. That's the way to go. Everything has to be standalone. And I feel like if they do it that way, they'll be all right. I mean, am I crazy?
No, I mean, that's how James Bond works. James Bond is standalone movies. You got Goldfinger. Then you got Dr. No. Casino Royale Daniel Craig era kind of made it a universe of it, but for the most part, it's always followed that formula.
Yeah, how come James Bond looks so different? I don't know.
That's it. Stop asking questions.
Yeah. Is this a sequel or is it in the same universe? I don't know.
Yep.
Whatever you think. People are like, oh, is it that like, is James Bond not a real name and it's a name that's given to different spies? I don't know. I don't know. Call him Johnny Quest. I don't care. Like, just buy a ticket. What difference does it make? All right. Yeah, James Bond fans, those are the best fans because they don't. You guys are not high maintenance.
We're not asking for much.
No, it's like they're like, hey, guess who's back? Pussy galore. You're like, all right, cool.
Just feed us. Just feed us.
Yeah. Hey, Q turned on James Bond, and it's like. On one end, you're like, why? She's been on his side for like 38 years. And it's like, has it been the same James Bond for 38 years? I don't know.
No.
Maybe he just met her. I don't know. Like, I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. I make up the timeline in my head. They're like, good. So do we.
It's great. It's a great fandom.
Yeah. That's the way it should be. Hey, speaking of fandoms, you know who got in trouble with his fandom? Malcolm Gladwell. This week, people got pissed at Malcolm Gladwell. The generation slightly younger than you that you pretend to be a part of, Hot Dog, all got pissed because Malcolm Gladwell was like, get back to work. Stop working at home and get back to the office. And then everybody on Twitter was like, you suck, Malcolm Gladwell. It was ugly. It got ugly for a while. You know, they tried to point out his hypocrisy because he has talked about working in Starbucks and, you know, stuff like that before. Malcolm Gladwell, and then they started saying, like, why don't you get back to writing about pseudoscience? That's the end. People love, anytime they want to discredit pseudoscience, they do it to Rogan. They do, you guys are talking about pseudoscience. Nobody even knows what that means.
Fake.
You don't know what I'm talking about. But Malcolm Gladwell he said that there is a benefit to being in the office. This was the actual podcast. I don't think anybody actually heard it.
And it kind of does, it's a bit of a narrative violation that by giving feedback and by being honest and constructive in your feedback, you're actually showing people that you, even in a professional sense, that you care and that you are together on this.
Yeah, that they are necessary to the process, right? It's that feeling of that if they feel they are necessary, then you have, we've noticed this. I've started this little company.
You know what Malcolm Gladwell is, right, Hot Dog?
I know the name.
He's a pseudoscientist. Yeah. He's a prolific author. He wrote Outliers. He wrote Blink. He's more of a, I find, I don't know if sociologist is the right word, he does societal research in a way. He wrote a great book called David versus Goliath, where, the premise is rethinking the story of David versus Goliath and understanding that in actuality, we look at David versus Goliath as like the ultimate underdog winning. But in actuality, David was never an underdog. That while he had a size disadvantage, he was actually very well skilled in slingshot, and he moved very quickly. And Goliath would have been very, very slow, and his vision would have been impaired. So there really at no point was a major risk. And then he takes that and he goes through different examples in like real life where it's happened, where people are like, this is looked at as a major disadvantage, coming from an impoverished neighborhood, coming from this. And then he goes, but if you flip this on its head, here's examples of how this is actually an advantage. Mm-hmm. And Outliers is, he's great. I like Malcolm Gladwell. I think he's awesome. but he wants people to go back to work. And you can't be saying that right now. In a post-pandemic world, you can't be out here publicly saying, I support people going back to the office. People don't want to. People don't want to. I mean, Hot Dog, you can't publicly say that, right? That you want people to go back to the office?
I do like being at the office. I like being, with the gals and
no.
happy hour.
You like being at the office. He didn't say I prefer to be at the office. He's saying yes. You should be at the office. That's a big difference. You're saying I enjoy going. I'm glad I'm back in the office. That's fine.
Yeah.
People get pissed when you say I'm glad I'm back in the office. You need to come back into the office or your life isn't complete. That's when people get upset. They feel judged. They feel seen.
People just don't know what they're missing out. People are missing out not being at the office. I'm not saying they need to be there, but they are missing out.
And the camaraderie?
Yeah.
You're such a dork.
No, I mean, that's you see someone in the hallway, you make a little connection with them. Now you feel a lot more comfortable asking them questions on the side.
Oh, and then you just gossip about work too. You all of you, none of you know a goddamn thing that's happening, and you're all like, "Oh, I heard this was happening, and I heard that, and she said this," and none of it ever really happens. None of it ever comes true, but none of you ever learn. You just go back to gossiping about the next thing, even though none of it is real and you're all misinformed.
But for the moment that it happens, it's great.
It's juicy. You live for the juice.
Yeah, I do.
You love the juice. Hot Dog wants the smoke. That's what it is. So listen to what Malcolm Gladwell said. And by the way, this podcast, I should start doing that. I need to get intellectuals over here so I can have conversations like this. What I find, you got to have a little bit, like there's an ASMR thing that goes on in the vocal tonality too.
Oh, yeah.
What I find really fascinating about all this is that the more you look at the proclivity of individuals as they aspire, but also transpire, you realize that there are more commonalities than were once seen. Do you find that to be the case? Does that sound like it? Are you interested in whatever the follow-up to that is?
I didn't really get what you were saying, but I feel like it sounded smart.
Yes. Those words that I just said don't necessarily form a coherent sentence, but
you know what you're talking about. I know.
I feel like I would get a book deal if my podcast sounded like that. Like, doesn't that sound like, oh man, I'd like to read more of this person's thoughts.
Well, it's time for a reformatting.
We're here with Cheyenne Marte. You've been known, your nom de plume, as it were, has been known throughout industries as Hot Dog, which is a commentary on the not only the meatpacking industry, but really the industrial cause of a lot of individuals' malfeasancies. Do you find that the name that you come to the table with is sometimes looked upon as more significant than even the substance of its character?
Well, it's ironic, isn't it? I mean, I love to raise awareness for the issue.
I love that you don't know enough words to keep the bit going. Like, I knew that you didn't know enough words to keep the bit going. And the minute you said ironic, I was like, ironic is the biggest word that Hot Dog knows.
Ironic.
What do I know? 2 syllables, 2 syllables,
Damn
2
it.
Oh,
a lot of
3
words
syllables. Yes. All right, here's Malcolm.
This audio company with my friend Jacob Weisberg called Pushkin produces all of our podcasts and others. And, we've noticed that the people, like every small company, we have people who come and go. And the people who go are the ones who, this is an obvious observation, but it's an interesting one.
Ugh.
The people who have tended to leave are the ones who are the most socially disconnected from the organization. So who came into the office the least, or who were based in another city and we hired them largely to do remote work, or they don't feel, it's very hard to feel necessary when you're physically disconnected. And
How many people listening to this while driving died because they fell asleep behind the wheel? Like,
poor truck drivers.
How many deaths is this responsible for? You're right. Truck drivers in the middle of the night, they're on a whole bunch of speed. What am I going to do to keep myself awake? They put this podcast on. I'm almost asleep right here with you guys. Like, this has led to deaths. It's too soothing and boring. It's nothing of note, I don't think, has been said here other than, I guess, Hot Dog, you kind of said the same thing. I like to hang with the gals at work. That was exactly what Malcolm Gladwell just said.
I would respond to be like, hey, that's what I'm talking about. You have happy hour, drinks, it's fun. And they'd be like, that's not what I said.
All right. I would listen to you and Malcolm Gladwell go back and forth.
That's exactly what I mean.
Let's see.
As we face the battle that all organizations are facing now in getting people back into the office.
Here it is. This is the damning quote.
People, it's really hard to explain this core psychological truth, which is we want you to have a feeling of belonging and to feel necessary. We want you to join our team. And if you're not here, it's really hard to do that. It's not in your best interest to work at home. I know it's a hassle.
See, on one end, he's saying like, we just want you to be a part of the team. We want you to feel included. But then he says, it's not in your best interest to work from home, which when your boss says that to you, that doesn't feel like he's trying to get you to join the team. That's like, are you about to fire me if I don't come to work? I'm just saying, I can't, legally I can't, but it's not in your best interest to work from home. Are you threatening me? No. I'm looking out for you. As a friend, I will tell you this. It would be a mistake. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm going to tell you this. If you don't come into work physically, your family would regret it. What? No. I know where you live. Oh my God.
So I have to? No,
absolutely not. It's optional. But a lot of things are optional.
Some of the other options are deadly.
I'm telling you right now. You have the choice whether you want to work from home or in the office. But a lot of people have a lot of choices. What?
Okay, I'll sit on that.
I come to work. That's good. Good choice. Yeah, listen to him. He's about to do it. He's about to give him a quote that they're going to be able to go wild with.
Come to the office. But if you're just sitting in your pajamas in your bedroom, is that the work life you want to live?
Uh-oh.
Right? Don't you want to feel part of something? I mean, I'm really getting very.
Is that the work life you want to live if you're sitting at home in your pajamas? I mean, first of all, that is kind of a stereotype. Like, just because people work from home doesn't mean they don't shower. You know what I mean? Like, people sometimes work from home wearing clothes. No? Like,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, my shift is at 10.
Yeah.
Over at People.
Yeah.
I wake up like at 10:30. Get out of bed 10:30.
Roll out.
I don't brush my teeth first. I go on Slack real quick.
Yeah.
Then I take a shower midday.
Wow.
So I kind of.
So he's not wrong.
He's coming from. He's not wrong with me.
And he is saying that the social ramifications, he thinks people need to feel like a team. Now, he is feeling the heat because he did respond to these criticisms.
Yeah.
And Twitter and everything to CNBC. He said, because the problem is that, like, he has written about the fact that he doesn't work in an office, obviously. Malcolm Gladwell doesn't go to an office and work. And people are like, Malcolm's thing is true if you work in an environment that is a team and if you have a somewhat fun job. Even you, Hot Dog, like, a lot of your work is nonsense, but at least you work in media, right?
It's great. It's important. We deliver.
It's not important. It's a
breaking
dying
celebrity news.
It's going to be out of business soon. You know that. But
it's a legacy. It's a legacy brand.
Legacy.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. CNN Plus. No, but what I am saying is that, like, most people have soul-sucking jobs, right? Most people have jobs that just destroy your will to live. And so to hear Malcolm Gladwell, who gets to, like, you know,
live his best life.
I was going to say make, you know, points using more words than he has to for a living. Tell other people, like, if you're not going back to work, you're not living a life. It's like, dude, I work at the post office. You know, like, I don't know what you're talking about. I work at Buffalo Wild Wings. Like, don't tell me that I need to pay $15 to commute to work, to sit in traffic. Like, I get it. I would never tell people. The job that I have, the fact that I talk about this stuff and wrestling for a living, that I get paid to go and, like, talk about wrestling toys in Stanford. Like, I would never say, hey, man, I drive to work. Like, I understand that I'm pretty fortunate, right? And that I wanted to get back to the office as soon as possible. But that's because in my office, I sit in a room for 3 hours. I talk to the funniest people in the world. And then I go home. And that's my job. That's not...
Interns bring you breakfast? It's great.
Yeah, it's the best. That's not the experience most people have. I would never have the audacity to sit there and be like, hey, paper pusher, you need to go back to work. Your life sucks. Like, that's not right. If you have a cool...
Better if you showed up.
You can't act like all jobs are created equal. But also, you know, Malcolm Gladwell wasn't saying that anyway. He was just saying, wouldn't you like to be a part of a team? You know?
Yeah.
And I guess, I don't know. Not really. What team? I am the team. This is what he...
work family.
Oh, I forgot about my work family.
Yeah.
I was texting Travis today from Disney, so I guess I have a work family.
So
but
I miss you, Travis.
He said he wrote an email to CNBC, though. He said in 2010, he wrote an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal dedicated to the joys and woes of writing in coffee shops around the world. A routine he wrote that he'd had for much of his adult life. This is a bad thing. He wrote this 12 years ago, and people on Twitter immediately found it. And they were like, motherfucker, you work in Starbucks. Like, what are you talking about? So now he's got to respond to that, you know. He says, okay, the nature of his work at Pushkin, Gladwell says, is much more collaborative and therefore requires a different arrangement. The experience hasn't changed his mind about working remotely. Rather, it's changed his perspective, he says. For solitary work, like when I'm writing a book, I'm not sure it's an issue whether you are in an office or not. For collaborative creative work, of the sort I do now at Pushkin, it's really a question of what the goal of your work is at any moment. Right. So I guess he's saying if you're working with people, you should work with people. If you're not working with people, you don't have to. So there you go.
Do you?
I think that's what we've arrived upon. That's what we've reached. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Do you, Malcolm?
Really is funny how many people, but like that is such a hot button thing right now. If you are a public figure telling people to go back, if you want Twitter heat, if you want the smoke like hot dog, just do a public interview and say, man, more people need to be back in their offices. Internet will go crazy. They hate that. Hate it.
I don't even say it to my coworkers anymore because I don't want to be seen as uncool.
Were you saying that to your coworkers?
I was like, guys, come on, let's get back in here. I missed you guys.
Oh boy. You're going to, honestly, dude, some of those coworkers already think that you're a narc.
Yeah.
That's narc language.
It is.
Yeah.
So no.
Not good.
Like, you guys coming in on Wednesday? It's happy hour.
You are not a strategic person, hot dog. You are so off with people's perception of you. It's bad. It's bad. Look, you want to contribute to the show tonight? Super chat in. Every super chat will be acknowledged. here on Sam Roberts Now. I appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit like on this video. Turn the bell on and get alerted every time a new video pops up on the channel. For those of you wondering, we will be doing more Sopranos Prima Volta, but Ian's gotten very busy. I've gotten very busy, so I guess we'll get back to it when we can get back to it. It'll be soon. It won't be this week, but it'll be soon. I don't know if, honestly, it might be September by the time we do another one.
So turn that alert on.
Turn the alert on. Hit the bell so you know exactly when
Don't pull HBO Max and start canceling.
Is anybody actually canceling HBO Max? And why are they?
I mean, don't start canceling shows.
Oh, shelve it? Yeah, I got 3 more episodes of Prima Volta. You'll never see them. I spent $90 million on them. Fuck it.
It's already been taped.
Yeah. All right. Six Crow. Appreciate the contribution, buddy. Reed Rothschild. This says breaking news. SiriusXM host Sam Roberts is in support of domestic violence. Bold and surprising stance. I'm in support of Michelle Branch. Period. End of discussion. Kevin Lumford. If you cheat, your spouse finds out and doesn't at least try to hit you, they're cheating too. Yeah, if you're cheating and your spouse doesn't get violently mad at you, they don't love you. Like, you're in a fraudulent relationship to begin with.
Yeah.
If you were with somebody for like a long time and had a kid with them and they cheated on you, would you try to hit that dude?
The dude? Or
whoever. I don't know. Whoever.
Mixed up your pronouns.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works. Would you hit them?
I would not hit her. No.
All right. Whatever you say. Because you don't love her. Monkey U, I don't know who these people are, but if you are a guy and you cheat, you sort of deserve to get slapped. You're in the wrong. He's a little bitch for calling the cops just because he got slapped. Yeah, I think that's a good perspective. You kind of got to take it, right? You're like, okay, I cheated. That was a fun thing, but the consequences are Michelle Branch is going to hit me now.
Yeah, take your licks.
Yeah. Reed Rothschild says, Sam Roberts, quote, is there anyone better than domestic abuser Michelle Branch? Shocking statements from the co-host of Jim and Sam. I don't know why you... Don't try to paint this into something it's not. I just support Michelle Branch. I always will.
No headlines here.
No. Henry's Animation Studio. I didn't say anything about anybody going back to work. No headlines here. Any chance you've heard from Doug Bell? Haven't seen him since the Claymation went up. Would love someone at least to check on him. I think that Doug is waiting for the audio podcast to catch up to the video podcast. I don't know. I don't know what his deal is. Kevin Lumford, did you hear about the Pennyworth TV show name change? Cringeworthy. There shouldn't be a Pennyworth TV show. There shouldn't be a Penguin TV show. They're not going to be able to do it. Hot Dog, what's the name of the new Pennyworth TV show?
Let me look it up.
Obviously, it was supposed to be about Alfred Pennyworth on HBO, but...
Just Pennyworth. No. Yes.
Just Pennyworth?
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. Reed Rothschild, forget Shark Week. I want Shart Week with Jim Norton. I want Shark Tank Week. DC and Warner Brothers should see if Christopher Nolan will orchestrate the plan for DC film. Why? Christopher Nolan's not doing a universe. He's 3 and out.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's done.
He peaked it too, Six Crow, CW did the perfect DC universe with the Green Arrow. Stephen Amell. I never watched that show. I don't know anything about the Green Arrow. I care less about the Green Arrow than I do about the Flash. Monkey U. Ezra is also charged with burglary in Vermont, operating an illegal pot farm in Vermont, more grooming allegations with a Native American girl. He feels like a villain. So,
Reverse Flash.
There you have it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for hitting like on this video. Thank you for hitting subscribe. Thank you for being there when I cheers with you later. Have a good one, everybody.